Yeah, I know you.
Mortal Bex Maida.
My piggies!
Oi, ti amo. Mwah.
Welcome to another special edition of Inside Series from Comic-Con. We are here with the cast of Once Upon a Time. For the purposes of our listeners, who just so they can recognize your voice right away, was wondering if you wouldn't mind saying your name and your character so you won't have to say it every time now.
I'm Jared Gilmore. I play Henry.
Josh, Prince Charming.
I'm Colin, and I play Captain Hook.
Jennifer, and I play Emma Swan.
Hi, I'm Lana Paria, and I play.
Hi, I'm Lana Maria, and I play the evil queen, Queen Regina.
Hi, Emily, and I play Belle.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Maida, and I play Zelina / the Wicked Witch.
Oh.
And she's got the voice.
She does. She has to
go with it.
It's been such an extraordinary run for the show, especially for a high concept show. Can you remember way back in the beginning when the show launched? What did the producers tell you when developing the journey for Storybrooke? Did they say get ready? There's going to be loads of characters every new season. What kind? Oh, you're all shaking.
What was
your
the
head.
pitch?
No,
The pitch was it was going to take 6 years to break the curse.
They said
Really?
They literally said 6 years.
Well,
I think
the
they
run of
pitched
the
something
show.
different to every one of us. To be honest with you, I really do. I think they intentionally do that to throw us off and so we don't expect. So we're not kind of playing the story that hasn't been told yet. So we just stay in the moment. And I think they tell us different things. I really do. And I sometimes think that what they tell us doesn't actually stick. But that's what keeps it interesting.
I don't actually remember what they told me, but I remember thinking that would be the crux of the entire season or series, breaking that curse that they broke in the first season.
So you never thought you'd be sitting here 6 years
Did you?
later?
No, of course not. No way. I don't think you ever think that.
Not on
No,
TV.
you can never.
No.
I mean, things are so precarious these days on television. You never know, and you never assume. So we all feel very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible for it to be season 6. It's amazing. It's pretty
Yeah, it
sweet.
is.
Yeah.
And to do 23 episodes a year, and its 6th season is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
I don't know how the writers do it. So much to come up with.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
As the show's gone on with time, did you start to ever worry that the mythology would be so deep that it would be hard to attract new viewers to the show?
I don't know if that was like a specific concern, but I think that we realized, especially when they brought the Frozen characters on, we realized how possible it was to bring on new viewers. That by introducing characters that were familiar and characters that reached a different generation of viewers, that we actually had the capacity to do that in a way that maybe we didn't realize before that.
Is there a common misconception about the show from people who aren't fans already?
I think sometimes I get, when I go back home, oh, that's that kids show that you watch.
Yeah.
You know, because people think about fair, they don't realize just, I mean, this show can be really dark at times, and
I mean,
I think-
we rip people's hearts out of their
Yeah.
chest. That's
Yeah.
pretty dark.
I think that's probably if you're going to nitpick some sort of misconception, for me, that's probably it. But
Anyone who says that has never seen it.
yeah, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they show it to their children, and they're like, "Why did I do
Yeah,
that?
they're like, "Oh, shit.
That was way too
Maybe
young
they're
for
not
them."
ready for this.
I did that.
But you do have kiddies watching, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but that's one of the great things about the show, though, is that it's one of the few shows, and I mean, at least I hear a lot of fans telling me, it's really brought us together as a family, or it's a show that we watch with our kids, or we watch when we get together for dinner, or it's something that
Something for
adults
every age,
and
isn't it?
kids, and yeah,
It definitely needs to be of a certain age, though. I feel like anything under 10 is a little bit precarious. It's
Yeah.
like, kids get more scared of things than we realize, and I realize that with my niece and my nephew. It's like we kind of take it for granted, like, oh, that's not that scary, and then a little kid watching it is terrified.
Well, the creators of the show are scared of me and Lana. Their mum tried to take a selfie with me earlier, and they ran away.
The kids?
I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
really wicked. I'm lovely in real life.
They're
But
terrified.
she's
And they've
sick.
met us
She's like,
so
bye.
many times.
Yeah, they're
The
terrified.
twins have
Isn't
met
that
us
funny?
so
They're
many
young, they're only
times.
6.
Well, but this show started, I think, when they were 4.
Been traumatized
So
by
they've
the
been
evil queen.
traumatized. So it's even though they've been to my house for birthday parties, it's like
Nope.
they
That is a
can't-
scary lady.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anywhere
Run!
close to her.
Run!
But
Run
fairy
immediately.
tales are scary.
Scary,
They're
yeah. Yeah, they
dark,
are.
and they were meant to be lessons and meant to really make an impact on kids. So,
That's true.
I think
we're in
Jared's
the
still
same-
too young to watch it.
How old were your kids when you showed it to them?
I have twins, and they were 8.
Wow.
And the 10-year-old was good.
Yeah.
The 8-year-olds were like,
I
I'm
feel
not,
like
I'm
10
turning
is a
this off.
safe
10 is a
age.
good age.
Yep.
Yeah, the 8-year-olds were it was a little much.
Wait, do you run with your villainous side because you're in red leather and you're in leopard skin today? So do you
Yes.
really work it?
We're just playing ourselves, basically.
Right.
Typecast.
Maybe that's why they're scared.
right.
No, I mean, I just like.
I mean, you wear your red leather well, I have to say.
Thank you. I just
It's
thought it was a
intimidating.
good, clean dress.
It
like,
It is, for sure.
for Comic Con.
Well, because we're dealing with fairy tale characters over the years, can you look back at like the nuttiest scenes you've ever had to do, and you're like, God, that was just so crazy.
That's daily.
Is that daily? Is it
That
crazy?
is literally daily.
Yeah.
If you really break it down into what we're trying to make real, it's
We
daily.
act with the air.
Yeah.
Often.
Yeah.
We
Green
use our
screen, blue
imagination,
screen.
which is actually fun because you kind of revert back to your childlike mind where you have to create the things that aren't there and react to them and pretend that they're real. So it's fun. You're like exercising that part of your brain again.
Yeah, I mean, I had a scene that never actually made it to air where I was talking to Dorothy and I had to talk to my monkey, poof her out, do something to the dog, to Toto, make something else, get a thing, prick her finger, she fell down. But I'm literally just flailing around because nothing was really happening. I'm like, I feel ridiculous.
And then you watch it and you're
And it
like,
looks
I'm
amazing.
a
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, when
did
you
I
actually
do
watch the
that?
show, you're like, I'm
Superhero.
amazing. I'm very good. But then on the day, you're like,
I find it's not so much when we're acting the scenes. I find it's when you have to go in and do the ADR for where you're being thrown across the room by some sort of beast, and then you're like, like, but we never. It's not fully rendered at that stage, so it's like you just see this cardboard thing, and there's a guy going, "Oh, I will kill you!" Like this, and it's not like it's like
Oh, yeah. When it's someone else's
know.
voice
Yeah.
in
it's the
place of
worst.
yours.
yeah.
That's pretty funny. So you guys are in 190 countries, is that right?
That's
right.
You
Wow.
probably know
So
me.
Yeah.
have
probably
you?
know where
What's
that's
have you traveled overseas with the show, and what's the craziest
Yes.
fan reaction overseas?
Brazil is
Yeah,
bonkers.
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil.
Oh, yeah?
We're
So
huge in
huge.
Brazil.
It's massive. It's fantastic.
I mean,
Very
they lose
passionate.
their minds.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're like
Yeah.
One Direction when we go there. We can't walk
Yeah.
down the street.
Yeah.
It's amazing for
It's
the ego.
amazing.
so
It is.
passionate.
So you're all moving to Brazil.
Yes. Come to Rio. It's great.
Yeah, right. Come for the Olympics, stay for Once Upon a Time.
But the fans are very,
like it.
very fervent. They're very passionate. They're very committed and loyal to the show and to us. And I think like ultimately the show really is about hope. Like that's like the theme throughout. I find, and that's important, especially now. The
world
is
now.
What's happening? It's,
We need a lot of
you meet these fans and they, have really compelling stories about how our show has impacted their lives through all different stages, through illnesses, through deaths, through breakups,
Depression.
through depression, suicidal thoughts, and how this show has given them so much hope. And, they're like, they tell us all the time, I don't know how we would have been able to get through things if it weren't for Once Upon a Time.
That's amazing.
So it gives them
Yeah.
it's like an anchor for them. They all connect with one another via social media, but also like here at Comic-Con when they get together and they have this common denominator, and it's really inspiring, and also continues to inspire art, which I find fascinating with the fan fiction and all the we have
art, yeah,
art
it
like
was amazing.
paintings that are constant. I mean, it's just amazing
Wow.
what's come out of the show.
It's cool, and it's nice to hear about people that have, like you sort of started to say, bonded over the show and become
Yeah.
friends because of,
Yeah.
whether it be on Facebook or whatever once accounts and something.
Yeah,
I
it's,
like
just,
it.
it's really cool to
sweet.
be a part of something that is so inspiring and in a positive way.
Right.
It's
Well-
so positive.
Well, it's got to be the archetypes of fairy tales and how those
Yes.
are so entrenched for generations and I mean, they've been around forever, so they have such a core with all cultures, and that it translates so well. I mean, it just speaks. I think it speaks to that too.
Yeah, definitely.
So interesting.
One more question, I'll let you go. What do you think is the most underappreciated thing about the show, especially around Emmy time?
Yeah, that's
I love
their
their facial expression of that question. That was aggressive.
I like
it.
Eduardo Castro. I think
What's
Eduardo
up?
Castro deserves an Emmy. He's been nominated many times, but he hasn't won one, and the costumes are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And
it's his turn now.
It is his turn.
I think people don't realize, and I mean, I'm not saying this in the context of Emmys or anything like that. I just don't think people realize what it takes for the writing team and Eddie and Adam to really get to the bottom of the storytelling. You know, I mean, they're crossing over all these fairy tales and characters from literature, and they weave them all together, and they're keeping it all straight, and they're doing it in a way that has this sort of Joseph Campbell-esque
Right.
vibe to it, where there's a mythology that runs much deeper and a psychology that runs much deeper, and they don't do anything on accident, you know, and so it's something that I think is so tricky and could be so poorly done, and they do such a great job of it. So I think sometimes you know, we do have really passionate fans, and it's amazing, but I don't know that people necessarily take a step back and go like, wow, what does it really take for the writers to really piece this all together and really build this from the ground up, you know?
Or even collectively, to do 23 episodes and to do what we do with all the magic and, you know, the costumes, like the costume department, how they put out those costumes as quickly as they do. I mean, there's so many people involved. There's like 350 people that work on this show. And that
But cable TV get to have
Like,
a
yeah.
huge hiatus and plan out 10 episodes that are going to be on Netflix or Hulu.
Or they get 3 weeks
Chill
to do
out.
one episode.
But
Right.
with
They get,
network
like, 9
television
days.
is
With 9
underrated
days.
because they
Yeah.
have to bang out 22 episodes in a really short amount of time. There's certain things you can't say and can't do. And cable is amazing, and I watch a lot of it too. But they have so much more artistic freedom, you know.
What's that?
What are you guys laughing about back
Do
there?
the women do most of the talking on the show?
As I said, banging out, isn't it?
No.
I'm just a
What's
quiet
going
teenager in the
on?
corner.
I know Jared is totally. You know they're going to hate
Colin
you.
has something to say.
He does.
No, I don't.
Colin, what is it?
Colin's tired.
Colin's tired. One last
Colin
thing.
and Josh and I have had 2 hours of sleep, so we're passing into like delirium and exhaustion at the same
You
time.
spoke of Adam and Eddie, the executive producers. Do you think they know how to end the show? Do you think they have their ending already planned?
I do.
Are you
Josh
thinking that, or do you
knows.
actually know?
I think
You
they
know?
Do. I don't actually know, but
you
I think they
know.
do.
Do you think one of you all dies?
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've died 3 times.
It doesn't mean much.
I've died.
Most
Right.
yeah, there's a lot of people that have died and come back, or
I've
died
died.
and half.
I mean,
come back.
Bell's in a
Yeah.
box right now.
I'm in a box. You know.
Bells in a box.
But there's
that's
hope.
right.
There's still hope.
That's so awesome.
There's
always
hope
hope.
within the
There's
box.
always hope on Once Upon
Prince
a
is in
Time.
a coma.
All right.
Well, guys, on that note,
That's a great
thank
way
you
to
so
wrap it.
much for being here
Thank you for
today.
coming back.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.